Yo, hey guys, poppin', Jacques Slade here. And today we have a lot of good, well, I shouldn't say a lot. There's some really good releases happening. There's not a ton of them, but there's some good ones mixed in. And I happen to have one of the shoes that's actually releasing this week. So this is the Converse, part of the 1908 collection that they're doing with Tyler, the Creator. You may have seen this online because he did a bit of a talk about these shoes because they're coming from Converse's archive collection. So there's two pairs. There's this pair, which is the Coach Jogger, which is kind of the one that I like the most. And then there's the one, the Not One. So again, this is the Jogger, and I love a good detailed box. You see it has the Converse there, the Converse there, the Golf Le Fleur right there. But let's hop into these real quick before we get into this week's releases. A little bit of a quick unboxing. So you can see here, it has that very low profile style that we've seen kind of really popping these days. Like the big baggy shoes kind of have their place, but then this like low profile silhouette has been popping up more and more, and you see it more and more in some of the styles that are being released. Now these are releasing in a bunch of different colorways. I opted for the blue colorway here. I think it's literally called just blue, but it has some nice details. So it has Le Fleur right there. Same thing on the other side. Has the Converse there on the tongue. And then like you have the suede here on the heel. And then this is all nylon, which kind of gives us a bit of a throwback to like that 70s style shoe. And then you have the herringbone traction there on the bottom. So this herringbone actually is one of the most interesting things to me, because herringbone seems like such a thing that's new, the way that we talk about it when it comes to basketball sneakers. But herringbone traction has actually been around since, I believe, the 60s, or maybe even before that, 60s, 70s, somewhere in that time frame. So as much as we love it on our basketball sneakers these days, and it has been for like the last 10, 15 years, where it's been getting a lot of talk about herringbone traction. I mean, we've talked about it before, but really lately, it was on these shoes from the 70s, which is pretty insane to think about. Anyway, let's hop into the releases that we have this week, because again, there's some good stuff, just not a lot of stuff. So with that being said, let's start off with everybody's favorite 22nd century time traveling robot cat, because they're back with the collab with Converse. Doraemon is a time traveling robot cat. Like, what have I been missing all these years? I didn't know that. So we have the Doraemon Converse Chuck 70 High Habanero Gold. This is going to be on the 17th for $100. And you can get the Chuck Taylor All-Star in white on the 17th for $80 as well. So Adidas Italy, made in Italy, is dropping on June 17th for $400. So the recent Adidas trend of giving their lifestyle models these high fashion upgrades continues with this $400 Italia that first debuted in 1959. One thing that strikes me about the shoe is how thin the outsole is, again, which we were just talking about. Like, these are like wafer thin. I wonder how these actually feel on feet, like with that much ground connection. Anyway, Mexico's Hermanos Kumari turns the Adidas Ultra Boost 5 into something that's a little more trail ready. From the ripstop upper, a drawstring lacing system, and a protective layer, it's not your typical Ultra Boost, and that is for sure. So you have the H Kumori and Adidas Ultra Boost 5 in olive and black. That's going to be on the 17th for $190. But then you have the same shoe in Wonder Aluminum Wonder Aluminium on June 17th for $190. For you women, we have the Air Jordan 1 Low OG in Wash Teal. This is going to be on the 18th for $140. So this women's exclusive pair is lifestyle ready with its full suede upper, tufted swoosh, and tie-dye laces. Interestingly, the swoosh's size has been a topic of conversations, as this will use the original big swoosh style that was previously seen on the 2016 Air Jordan 1 Low Chicago release, but has been sparingly seen since then. You know, they change things up every once in a while. That's just how they do it. We have the Nike Air Max Waffle Racer in bright ceramic orange on the 18th for $145. But you can also get it in Sprinter Green on the 18th for $145 as well. Then we also have the Dot Swoosh Nike Total 93 Quit the Rage. This is on June 18th for $110. So here's I would say a fun one from the Dot Swoosh folks, as it embraces the time-honored tradition of being a sore loser online. Instead of taking the L with honor, plenty would rather just quit before the game ends. This sneaker is for those who hand those beatings and respect the game enough to leave a GG after a loss. Stone Island Marina and New Balance is dropping the Numeric 272 collection. This is going to be on the 18th. So releasing exclusively at Stone Island Marina's channels, this collab turns the skate shoe into something you might see sitting on the dock of the bay wasting time. Yeah, I said it. Anyways, the split upper construction of suede and textile and reflective elements make it stand out from your standard 272. And because it is Stone Island, you can expect the price to reflect that change. You also have the sneaker and stuff Adidas SNS GT2. This is the 5th edition, and those are going to drop on the 19th. Just realizing that I just want these with white laces and not with the blue laces. Limousine, skateboards, and Nike SB Dunk Low have the football collab coming on the 19th for $135. I mean, it's an SB Dunk that looks like an actual American football, laces and all. Like, I better have somebody convert these into cleats and rock them in the NFL to confuse somebody when there's a pylon to grab at the football. That just seems like it makes too much sense. We have the New Balance 991 V2 in mineral green. This is going to be on the 19th for $250. We also have it in celestial blue on the 19th for $250 as well. The Faith Kipyegon and the Nike running collection is inspired by Faith's attempt to be the first woman to run a sub 4-minute mile on June 26th in Paris as part of Nike's Breaking 4 event. The Forerunner collection spans the full gamut of high and tech-in runners to the latest flagship Pegasus model. So you have the Zoom X Alpha Fly for $295. You have the Pegasus Premium for $220, the Pegasus Plus for $200, and then the Nike Zoom Pegasus 41 on the 20th for $145. All of those release on the 20th. For you Foamposite fans, or for you folks that are in the DMV, the Nike Foamposite 1 White drops on the 20th. So this is dropping in a full family size run. These foams are getting the tariff price bump with everything going up $10. Anyways, it's not an all-white pair, as you can see. It has the black on the 1 cent swoosh and the carbon fiber shake. It actually breaks things up a little bit. Better Gift Shop. They have the Nike Air Max DNA. This is a sneakers release. This is going to be on the 20th for $200. One Piece has their Crocs Classic Clog. This is a re-release. This is going to be on the 20th for $70. And then Tyler, the creator, who made this shoe right here, his latest collaboration with Converse takes us all the way back to the era of boat shoes and vintage runners or joggers as part of the brand's 1908 program. First up is a long forgotten model called the Not One that looks very much like a Vans Authentic and the Coach jogger that debuted during the 1976 Olympics. Decked out in both classic and more Tyler-centric styles, both sneakers are made for this chill and no-frills era of sneaker culture. So you have the Tyler, the creator, Converse Not One. This is not the Not One, this is the jogger. You have it in Starlight Blue, you have it in Pastel Yellow, and you have it in Cannoli Cream, and then you have it in Dashend Afterglow. Those are all dropping on the 20th. And then you have the Tyler, the creator, Converse Coach jogger, which is this one that I've only put in the white laces instead of the blue. You have that one in Quiet Tide, and then you also have it in Forest Shade Green on the 20th. Now, for Nike Dunk Low fans, the N7 is going to have a restock on the 21st for $135. And then for you Jordan fans, the Air Jordan 5 Grape is dropping on the 21st for $210. Made famous by the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, obviously, and the argument that this is the best Air Jordan 5 colorway, the Grape returns with laces for the first time since the 2013 retro. See, there was the 2018 retro that paid homage to the Fresh Prince and didn't have laces, but didn't have Nike Air, which caused a stir in the sneaker world. But we're here now with laces and Nike Air, so you can rest easy. For you Harden fans, the Harden Volume 9 is dropping in red metallic on the 21st for $160. So the Harden Volume 9 streak of eye-popping colorways, it's going to continue with this new colorway that we've seen James rock on the court this season. I'm actually really loving the bold artistic direction the Harden line has taken the past few years, and I can't see what they have next. Like, what's the 10 going to look like? They've got us like, there's a lot of great energy behind the Harden. So what's next is going to be pretty exciting to see. Anyway, yeah, that's it. If you want something that's old school vintage styling, these might fit your bill or fit your closet. Anyway, I'm Jacques Slade. As always, I appreciate you guys watching, and I'll see you soon. Peace.